Hello YouTube, in this tutorial we will learn how to read textual external files basically. So because we have these examples here, we will not touch it because everything works. Maybe we're gonna use it a little bit later. So let's create a new file and let's immediately save it as read file or something else. It's totally up to you. PHP. Okay, so let's open it and let's close it for now. PHP. Why? Because we are going to define target here. What file we are going to read? So let's actually create one file, save as, and let's say that will be named source.txt. Okay, textual files, and let's populate it with first line, second line, and third line, and that's pretty much enough. So now with this thing we are reading this thing. This is PHP file with operations and this is just target. Okay, so let's go. When we are reading things, we must put results of operations somewhere, and let's say that will be result, okay, or lines or something like that. And after that let's use actual function. Function is fopen, meaning file open. Okay, after that you need to say two things, two arguments. What is the target? And in our case that's source txt. That's the one thing, one argument. Another argument is you need to say that you really wanna just read it. Okay, so R stands for reading things. Okay, because later you will learn how to do appending to file and writing to file. So approach is very similar. So we need to say what we wanna do here. Okay, so let's go to next operation. Now when we have those results, we need to do something with them. I mean with this file that is in memory of our PC right now. And we'll use echo here and we will say fread. So basically we are reading those things from memory. Okay, so target is result, and after that we need to say how much of those of that file we want to read. And in this case we want to grab everything, absolutely every line, no matter how many lines we have in a file. How we are going to do that? Using next thing, file size. Okay, so that's a function from PHP basically. I don't invent these things. So this is in PHP. This thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, that's from PHP. Okay. Now my job was just to say what I want to do and what will be like result of this operation. And that can be anything. You can use any kind of name here for operation, right? So file size, and then file size of what? Source.txt. Okay. And after we are done with the opening file for reading and actual reading, it is very nice, very useful to close that operation. Fclose. So we are going to close this file by stating fclose and result. Okay. And now let's go to our file, read file.php. And there you go, we have everything, but everything on one line. Now the thing is that in original file we have, you know, individual lines, and here we have everything packed together. Why? Because this function here, fread, will grab everything, because it doesn't care about, you know, new lines. It will be used when you want to do something with a bunch of stuff, when you want to do search and replace, when you want to remove large portions, and when you want to do some kind of searching, regular expression thing, and so on and so on. So this will grab everything and it doesn't care about order. Okay, it doesn't care. It's up to you to do something with that. So some people will say, well, what if I want to read line by line? Well, we will use another function. Let me comment this. Where is my hash? Yeah, here. Now that function is fgets. So fgets will get only one line from result. So every time when you call it, you will get only one line. So echo fgets result, and now you will see first line here, just that. Okay, so some people say, well, I want to do more things. Well, okay, you need to use this function couple of times. Okay, refresh, and there you go. Now I have everything on one line because I was stupid. I didn't pay attention that this is PHP and not Python, so I need to concatenate that with BR, because this is not compiled program, this is not Python shell, Python program, this is website PHP page. Okay, so we need to mess around with BRs. This is how we get result on the screen. Okay, so let's call this couple of times, and we'll have our lines individually. Okay, see? So some people will say, well, this is extremely stupid. Why do we need to like use this thing a lot of times? That's so, tiring. Well, we have while loops and we have for loops. So we can use for loops to run this couple of times. So let's do that, like for, and then let's say the first thing is x. Okay, we need to start from somewhere, and upper thing is like 3 lines. We know that we have 3 lines, so we're just grabbing that constant kinda, and x equals x plus 1, because we don't want to skip any line here. And after that we will say echo, and then f gets, and that's it. So we don't need to say anything else. Well, of course we need to define target, which is result, and that's it. Okay, we will not use x's down there because they are just used for counting. Okay, for counting. Let me combine that with BR. I always forget that. Yeah, because I like to work in a Python, and in Python you don't mess around with too much of HTML. In Django, yeah, but in Python generally, no. So here result will be totally same. So if you change this to 2, for example, then one line will be skipped basically. See? First line, second line, but there is no third line. And we can use some other number here, and result will be, well, pretty much this, because we're basically having that upper range higher. I don't know how to even explain this, but this tends to be stupid because it's long. So let's try with while loop. So let's say x equals 0, because we need to start from somewhere. So while x is less than 4, let's say, because we have 3 pieces of source of lines, we know that on top of our minds, we will do echo, and then f gets, and the target is results, and concatenation, oops, br, and yeah, we also need to state how to pass from one x to another. So x equals x plus 1, and don't forget to close command, and now we will pretty much get the same result here. Oops, let me see. Oh yeah, one letter can totally mess your program. So see, I'm using S here, and here we don't have S. See, same result. Okay, some people will say, can we do this automatically? Why do we need to open file and then check manually number of lines and then print them? Why? Well, there is a solution, and we are going to check for end of file basically. How? Well, first we will not use this, we will not use upper level, and we will not use this operation, but we will use function which will check end of any file. Okay, so how to do that? You will say that and f_of. So basically you're checking, did we reach end of file? And if we do reach end of file, then stop with operations. Okay, so we also need to state what is our target here, and this is our target. So this stands for did we reach end of file? If we did reach end of file, stop with printing things. So yeah, let's type here result, and that's pretty much it. So refresh and absolutely same result, but now you don't need to care basically. So that's a time saver. So another thing I want to talk about here is what will happen if there is no such a file. Okay, so what will then happen? Well, we must say that or die here, and die with what message? So basically this thing will die. It will not operate anymore. If there is not that file, then everything will be stopped. Further things will not be executed. So or die, and now message, let's say that down there, message will be unable to found. Unable to find that file. Okay, so let's test that on some file that really doesn't exist, like this one, and now we will get this message. See, unable to find that file. Now some people will say, but why do we have a warning here? Well, here's the thing. This is your custom information to you or to your user, and that's very fine, that's nice, but that's for humans. But also PHP need to print this warning in any case, because you need to have accurate results where to search for things. So see, when you have warning, you know that you have problem with opening something, and then this is the target that it fails to open. Okay, so and this is the place where you have problems. So line 3. So this is like for programmers, for system administrators, and so on, for people who create your website, basically information for them, and this is for end user, unable to find that file. Now, of course, you can customize that like, I don't know, in one very scary H2 or something like that. So, yeah. And this, damn it, this H2 need to be inside of quotes. And you basically get the point what I'm trying to say here. So whatever you do, there must be some way for PHP to react. Will you react with the custom die here section of your operation? That's totally up to you. But PHP must do something. So yeah, this is end of this tutorial, and see you next one when we are going to create and write 2 files. So see you there.